Hey guys!
Hey!
Happy New
Happy New
Year! I
Year!
know some people say, "Oh, wait, you're saying Happy New Year? Isn't the year already gone by?"
That's a good question.
And I think my rule, everybody
it is
has.
January 9th.
It is January 9th, but it was only 9 days ago.
That's true.
9 days ago. I think up to 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Is that the rule?
If we haven't seen them, the last time we had a live Q&A was back at the end of December.
That's true.
So we haven't seen them since the new year.
Right.
So you say Happy New Year.
Okay.
Because it's January.
I'll buy it.
And we're keeping our promise. We said that we're going to do
true.
more live Q&As than before compared to last year, because last year was crazy.
Patrick Channel is bored.
Patrick Channel is bored. We got a lot of
We're
people
here to
bored.
entertain.
We're here to entertain. We're going to do a little tap dance.
Yes.
I could juggle,
Oh, yeah,
which
that's
I really
true.
can't juggle.
That is exciting.
But we're so glad that you are here with us tonight, and we're just glad to still be home. Last year, this time, we were already at CES in Las Vegas, and we decided this year not to go. I think a lot of it came down to there wasn't a lot of actual production stuff.
A lot of concepts.
A lot of concepts that are really like out there in right field.
Yeah. Like
some of them looking like Dustbusters, creepy crawlies.
Yes.
When I say creepy crawly, I'm not talking about like a bug. I'm talking about the thing you put in a pool that sucks up all that. It's like,
Just make that into a car.
Yes, you just drive around in that.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Well,
but we already have 151 people in here, and we're not even 151 seconds into this.
I think it's because everyone's stranded at home because they're all snowed in.
A lot of snow. We've been rain. The rain has been ridiculous here in the Tampa, St. Pete area.
Yeah, it's been pretty nasty.
And what really ticked me off yesterday was we were supposed to film, and they said it was like guaranteed it was going to rain, and I canceled everything, and we couldn't capture. We had some great stuff.
Because it was overcast, and that's like the
I know. Overcast is the perfect time to film, man. But we have Charles here. Charles Sigler saying hello.
Yeah.
We got Dylan. We got the Patrick Channel. We got
Jacob's holding down the
Jacob and Benji.
And Benji. So we got
tag team.
In the house. Watch out.
Tag team. It's like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
You can't get better than that.
Yes, there you go. But remember, if you have a certain question or comment that you want to be heard,
absolutely
use the super chat. We're going to try our hardest to get through the comments as much as we can. Jafar says, thank you, Jafar. Joe is the best. We appreciate you very, very much. But, obviously, probably the first thing to talk about was, I hope many of you got to see the Grape Ape review.
Kind of a big deal.
The drive review, first drive review
Happy
of my...
Hellcat.
Yeah, it's Happy Hellcat Day.
Hellcat Day.
But with that Tremec 6-speed manual and that supercharged V8.
So are you going to tell us why you got a Hellcat with a manual transmission?
Well, I actually am. And I have a vlog set to come up, a driving video vlog, where I'm going to talk about why did I go Hellcat? Why not go some other car like a C8 Corvette, a new Mustang, a Dark Horse, or a Red Eye, or any of those?
Okay, good.
So stay tuned to that. That is coming. And then this Saturday is a very special review. It's literally a blast from my past.
Okay, so that means we've got to get our Cabbage Patch dolls out of the closet.
Garbage Pail Kids.
Our Mad Balls.
Yes. It's a blast from the past.
Light Bright, and Glowworm, and everything.
It's from the past, so stay tuned for that. But we already got our first super chat of the night.
Oh, no.
Landon, he says, are we out of luck on an STI for the new WRX? Landon, first of all, thank you for your super chat. As of right now, and what I think is going to continue, Subaru's not going to make an STI version of the current WRX.
So
and I really feel like if they do ever bring back an STI, they've already pointed towards electrification. Now, they do have that WRX TR that we brought to you from the LA Auto Show, and I will be getting behind the wheel of that eventually the first few months of the year.
Yeah.
But it's a far cry from an STI.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that the price is around $48,000.
That's a lot of money.
To me, that's nuts, because once upon a time, you can get an STI starting price in the high 30s, 38,000. So thank you for the super chat. That's a really good question. Let's see if we could quickly get through some of these before other. Oh, we got another super chat.
Bird's Eye Video.
Bird's Eye Video. Thank you so much for the super chat. And guys, we appreciate the super chat. It helps us keep doing what we're doing. And we thank you not only for the people that are here all together, but the people super chatting, and of course for watching the ads, because remember, we don't do product placement.
We don't do endorsements.
We don't do endorsements. You guys watching the ads helps keep this whole thing going.
Yeah.
But Bird's Eye View, thank you for the super chat.
All right. Bird's Eye Video says, love your video style as you stand out from other review channels. What's your favorite car that you reviewed in 2020?
Well, that's really awesome of a super chat. And that's really awesome of you to say. My recommendation is definitely watch our Raiti's Rides Car of the Year. We did a top 10
video and for the first time ever, we did a car of the year.
The one that stood out to me, which if you haven't seen the review, spoiler alert, the one that stood out to me is the first ever Raiti's Rides Car of the Year.
Yeah.
It's the 911 GT3 RS.
Now, I know a lot of people had this question, and I'm not sure if we addressed it in the video. I don't recall. Why did you pick the GT3 RS over the 911 ST?
The reason why I picked the GT3 RS over the 911 ST is I feel from a total standpoint, that car is on another level.
Yeah.
They've actually taken the car and ran it against a 911 GT3 Cup race car, not a street car, a race car. And the two cars, one production, one you could drive on the road, one race car you can't drive on the road, we're basically turning the same times.
Well, I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's absolutely
911 ST is awesome, and that's an awesome choice as well. But to me, the GT3 RS just brings that little extra something performance-wise.
Totally.
For sure.
For the track.
Yes.
And then we have another super chat here from Kenton.
Oh, Kenton.
Thanks for joining us, Kenton. He wants to know, when is the new Murano coming out, and also the new Outback?
The new Murano, I believe that sometime during the half part of 2024, you will see Nissan unveiling a new Murano. When we were in Japan, Lori and I got to see the new Murano. So I can tell you right now, it's going to be worth the wait.
Yeah.
Big changes for the Murano.
I'm pretty sure everybody's expecting big changes.
I was surprised that we were going to keep it.
I know you thought it was.
I thought they were going to kill it off.
Yeah.
So thank you, Kenton. Stay tuned for that. It's coming.
Well, and we got a super chat. Thank you so much. Crochito, I believe that is 31. Yes. So if you want to throw that in the comments, I'll keep an eye out for it. And I'll ask our moderators to keep an eye out for it as well, Jacob. But thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat. Really Let us know what that question is.
And I love the one and the little balloon. That's very
cute. That's very cute. That's really cute. I like that.
And as Jean-Pierre, thank you, Jean-Pierre.
Thank you.
He says, hey, Raiti's, your videos convinced me to get a CT5 Turbo CX5 Turbo. Thank you. In 22. It's now time for an upgrade. Trying to decide between the X3 M40i, the SQ5, and the Macan S. Which do you think? Much love from Minnesota.
Well, thank you from Cole, Minnesota, Jean-Pierre, and thank you for that super chat. I think in the end, for me, it's going to be between the SQ5 and the Macan S. If you want a little bit more contemporary, modern interior, I think the SQ5 is going to be your choice. If you want the better driver's car, I would go Macan S.
Yeah.
But it does have the older infotainment system and the older dash.
Okay, good points. Good points.
Yes.
And thank you, Jean-Pierre.
Yes.
Axel Weiland, thank you
What's
so
up,
much
Axel?
for the super chat. My favorite car reviewer was great knowing how many Twinkies I can fit in my 21 Trailblazer before buying it. I need an on-throttle tee. Yes, you do.
Yes.
We've got our to-the-door panels.
Yes, we have. If you click the link in any of our descriptions, we have the whole store full of all the popular sayings
to the door panel.
And I know there's been people that have been wanting to see some of the other things that we do. Which
I know we need
we'll have to build upon that.
But if you haven't gotten an on-throttle tee, you need to get an on-throttle tee.
Yes, Devin. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for your support.
Yes.
And I'm glad you're happy with your Trailblazer.
And then Neil has a super chat here. Black cars, I know it's tough to maintain. Is that why you say never again?
Yes, Neil, thank you for the super chat. And that is something that for sure I will never buy another black car. Everybody warned me. And I'm the type of person, ask Lori, I love cleaning my car.
He's really
I love to take care of my cars. Black shows every scratch, every ding, every dent, the dust, the pollen.
Is really bad out here.
It's terrible. And I'm just not doing. And then when you go to wipe it down, it looks like you just keep smearing it. It never gets perfect.
Black cars do look beautiful, especially under show
lights. When they're perfectly done, they look amazing.
Oh yeah.
But I can't do it.
Very hard to
But that's
maintain.
why. Yeah. Thank you, Neil. We appreciate you.
And then now I'm going to try this.
Okay.
M Shred Frieza.
Okay, I think that's a good freaking guess.
Good. Congrats to you both on your new Hellcat. Thanks.
Well, thank you for that. And it's one of those cars that they're going away, everybody. I mean, we saw production ended officially just a couple weeks ago. The cars are going away. I had an opportunity to get a manual transmission in plum crazy purple, and I had to pull the trigger on that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can, especially it had a manual. You can't pass that up.
And we're going to be bringing more content with it, so stay tuned.
And then Troy thank you, M Shred.
Yes.
Troy has a super chat. Thanks, Troy. Joe, can you please review the new BMW 540i?
Troy, that should be happening within the next month or so. So thank you for the super chat and stay tuned. I will have actually a few 5 Series on the channel, including that one. So stay tuned. And
then Jacob has the link here for the Spreadshirt shop.
Thanks, Jacob, for putting that in there.
And then Ganzonomy has a super. Thank you, Ganzonomy, for the super chat.
That's a good. You're good with the
pretty good. That
names,
was tough.
Yes.
Do you feel that there will be a Type R Integra as a sort of halo car, 360, 380 horsepower, special to give distance beyond the Civic Type R?
You know, first of all, thank you for the super chat, and second of all, I'm going to say no. The reason I don't think so, I think that Acura is going to be putting more attention towards electrification. And I think they've already talked about an NSX EV coming out.
Yeah.
So I think this might be the last hurrah. And it's depressing. It really is. I would love for an Integra Type R to happen. Another reason why I don't think it'll happen is because if you look at how Acura is building their performance side of things, it's all Type S. Why would they all of a sudden add a Type R? It doesn't make sense.
No,
it doesn't make sense. And I feel like they're really stuck on this Type S thing. Type R is just, I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't see it happening. Hopefully they'll take the Type S as it is and bump it up even more before they kill it off.
Well, Benji is, I think, leaving us now. Thank you so much, Benji. He just says, I want to say hello, love you all, stay safe in this crazy weather, secretly hoping we get some snow here. Actually, I thought he was leaving to go play in the snow.
Yeah, it's fun to play in snow, not so fun to shovel it, scrape it off your windshield.
Or go to work.
Yes.
Not so much fun. Definitely fun to play.
Thanks, Benji, for stopping by. We appreciate you, man.
All right, and then Michael Freeman down here. Let's do some regular questions. Yes. What do you guys think of the new Invista? Is it worth building?
You know, Michael, I feel like the car gets a lot of hate.
I know.
And it's a damn shame because it's got a good style to it when you see it in person. And let's be honest, what is out there in that sub $30,000 segment?
That looks good.
That looks good.
I mean, that car looks good.
It's got a 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, but listen, downsizing in engines is happening everywhere with every brand.
That's true.
And I don't think that if they would have put a 4-cylinder in it, it would have probably been over $30,000. So it's not meant to be a race car. It's meant to be affordable. So I think they did a good job on affordability. And for a young person that maybe that's their first new car, it might be the perfect thing.
I just got to turn Oscar so everybody can see him.
Oscar, we love this little guy.
Okay.
So now we have, thank you, Benji, and thank you. That was Michael for that question.
Yep.
John McLeod. Thank you for the super chat, John. He says hi from Jack and John
from Oz.
From Oz. Wow.
I know, wow. We're getting people from all over the place.
That's awesome.
I love your work. Will you get a chance to review the 24 TRX Final Edition and the 24 Camaro ZL1?
Yes, we are actually going to be getting together a review with the TRX Final Edition and also the ZL1 Collector's Edition. Stay tuned for that, and definitely thank you for your awesome support from such a far distance. I mean, Australia is not around the corner.
So Oz is short for Australia?
Well, I thought it was Australia. Yeah, Oz, Australia.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking he actually meant Oz.
Wizard of Oz, yes. We're off to see the wizard.
I know. I was waiting for like the
he's the Tin Man.
Rings. He is he's the Cowardly Lion.
Yes, he is the Cowardly Lion.
But thank you so much, John.
Kirby Puffy says, "What's up, Joe and Lori?" Hey, what's up, Kirby Puffy?
Yes, what's up?
I think we could get through some of these now that we're waiting.
Yes,
to see what
yes.
All right, so Jalen Cooley says, are luxury cars worth buying over mainstream? If so, what's the two luxury brands to consider? I still think that luxury cars still bring that little extra something. I think Audi, Cadillac, Lexus. I'm not really the biggest fan of Mercedes or BMW overall, but I think with the ones that I mentioned, I still think there's a big differentiator. Especially, I think for me, like when I've talked about how some Toyotas are kind of blurring the line between Toyota and
they are.
Where you notice the difference is when you close the door.
Big time. The door.
When you close the door in a Lexus, it's nice and solid. When you close the door in a Toyota, even though it's well built, it still has a hollow, it's less sound deadening and stuff. There's still a difference. So thank you for that great question, Catherine.
Thank you, Catherine, for the super chat.
Thank you, Catherine.
For the 10 and the balloon.
Yes, we appreciate you.
We'll keep an eye out if you have any questions. Feel free to throw it in there. And then the TBC, the Patrick channel, wants to know, when's the next Cadillac XT6?
That's a great question. I think Cadillac's going to sit on that one. I don't know if they're going to redesign it because I really feel like the replacement is going to be electric. Remember, Cadillac has already unveiled there's two new ones that they have, which we're hoping to see by the New York Auto Show. And I don't think they're going to redesign an XT6, to be honest with you.
You don't think so? No. Bassam Ibrahim wants to know, he currently has a 23 VW Atlas SE, hates it. Should I upgrade to the 24 or switch to Toyota Grand Highlander?
I would switch to a Grand Highlander. You're not going to like the 2020. If you don't like the one you have, you're definitely not going to like the 2024. So I would go Toyota Grand Highlander. It's a better vehicle overall.
Yeah. And then Christopher Holland, thank you so much.
Christopher, we appreciate the support, man. Thank you for the super chat. You guys are the best. We're almost 200 people and we're not even 17 minutes in. Raphael.
Thank you, Raphael.
Thank you for that great super chat.
Your video led me to buy a Camry TRD, and I've loved it. Now the V6 is gone when I'm ready to buy a new one, so I'm trading in for a Lexus IS 500.
Nice. Wow, that's a nice trade. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I love the Lexus IS 500. It drives great, and it's a ton of fun, man. Yeah. And thank you for your super chat.
Landon has another super chat here. Do you think car developers are pushing full EV faster than charging stations can be implemented? There's only 2 in his entire town. Seems premature.
Landon, thank you for your super chat. And I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that they're going too fast with building EVs. And also, I don't even think the manufacturers can keep up with what they're trying to bring to market. Has anybody seen many Silverado EVs on the road? Yeah. I've seen none on the road. Yeah. And there's no talk about the Silverado RST. We did the base work truck.
I know.
So it's like, where are those things happening? The Blazer EV finally got to dealerships and they already have a stop sale on them. I mean, what the hell is going on here?
No, we've been saying that for a while, that it just feels like the infrastructure isn't there. And there's some like everybody's running around with their hair on fire.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. And we all get a front row seat.
Yeah, I know, right?
And then Norman has a great question.
Yes.
He's from Vegas, by the way.
Okay.
Honda Accord guy. He owned a 2018 Touring 2.0T. What do you think of the 25 Accord?
The new Accord, I think once you get past the looks, I think it drives very well. And you'll like the upgraded technology in it, especially with the new 12.3 inch. Power-wise, it doesn't have any. But it definitely gets great MPGs.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
Yes.
And then Kenton is back with another question. Thanks, Kenton.
Hey, Ken.
Which compact PHEV SUV would you pick and why? The Escape, the NX, the Corsair, the Sportage, or
you actually didn't mention the one that I would pick. It would be the Toyota RAV4 Prime.
There you go.
The only challenge is you have to try to find one.
So why would you pick the RAV4?
The reason why is I think for what you're getting for the price, it delivers the most.
Well, yeah.
I think second in my list would be the NX because the NX is very similar to the RAV4 Prime. Adding your list after that, I'm going to probably say Tucson, Sportage, Escape.
Yeah.
That's my order. Corsair in front of the Escape.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Good list.
Yes.
Thanks for the question, Kevin.
Yes.
Great job. And then Bird's Eye Video, really appreciate that.
Yes. We really appreciate your Bird's Eye. Yes. Heart that.
There, I heard of that.
There's another question I saw before. We're going to try to scroll through some of these. Z06 or wait for the next.
From Orion.
Orion, if you can get a Z06 at a good price, I would say jump on it now.
Emily Revolto, Batwoman, wants to know what your thoughts on the Rolls-Royce Spectre are.
Spectre is cool. It's just not for me. I think all the Rolls-Royce, even the one that I just reviewed, the Ghost, for the price, they're too expensive for what you're getting.
I don't disagree.
Way too expensive.
I mean, we just had, the Ghost.
The Ghost,
you just said that. I'm repeating you.
It's okay.
Gossip Daily, thank you so much for the super chat. Happy New Year. There's been talk rendering of the 25 4Runner. Any intel on that?
I've heard some mutterings around. It's going to be interesting. I think that if it's going to happen, it better happen sooner. It's never going to happen because we're getting close to 2025 here, and it's like,
well, we've got
what are they doing?
Some of the stuff that we've got coming up. We're driving the GX.
We're driving the new GX in a week and a half. The new Prologue.
And then we have 3 reveals. Can't tell you what they are, but they're from Chevy, Ford, and Mazda.
Yes.
So
no Toyota yet.
No Toyota
yet.
Nothing coming up yet.
Yes. So thank you for the super chat. Very good question. I think we covered all the super chats right now. I want to try to get. So Dan Mulroney says, any information on the 2025 RAV4? That's another one that I'm still waiting on. Last time they redesigned the RAV4 was back in 2019.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's January. Let's hope by summertime we hear a little bit more information. Definitely stay tuned because we will be bringing it to you. Albert Cervantes says, just wanted to say congrats on the Hellcat. I love it. Thank you, Albert. That's really awesome of you to
Django Bango
say.
says, hey, y'all.
Oh, hey, y'all.
That reminds me of that Office episode.
Yes.
Jingle Jangle.
Jingle Jangle, yes.
All the different members of Andy's band.
That's right.
All right. So
any info on the 25 Lexus ES from Michael Freeman? Michael, we're not sure yet. There is still no information on that. I'm going to expect it has to be soon because if it's not, that would be weird because it's on the same chassis as the Camry.
Okay.
Yes.
I scrolled back up because Bird's Eye Video, I thought Bird's Eye Video had, a super chat. And then Bird's Eye Video, have you ever reached out to Triple F Collection about reviewing their awesome hypercar or supercar collection?
I have. They have not gotten back to me yet. So if you know anybody over there, please tell them that I'm trying to get in contact with them and maybe return an email.
That sounds good. Good.
Yes.
Robert, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, Robert.
Good evening, Joe from West Haven, Connecticut. I used to live in East Haven.
Yes,
Robert.
Yes, you did.
So that's kind of fun. I still have my 203 phone number.
Wow.
Will you be at the reveal of the new Mazda CX-70? And do you think that's going to differ from the CX-90?
I'm definitely going to be there, and I do think it's going to differ. How much it's going to differ styling-wise, I'm curious because this really will be the second vehicle that Mazda has brung their new styling philosophy on with their SUVs. So I'm going to think that it will be similar looking, but hopefully it has some distinct features that only the CX-70 has. But I'm very excited because I love Mazda vehicles. I think they build a very good product.
I really do like Mazda vehicles
as
well.
And then we have, I don't know how to say.
Paco from Hong Kong.
Oh, Paco. There we go.
Thank you, Paco.
Hey, Paco from Hong Kong. He says, I'm traveling the world. Now I'm in Taiwan. I'm a JDM guy, but I'm renting a Mustang GT because of your videos.
And you must be having a blast.
Well, you must be having a V8 blast in Hong Kong. Wait, now he's in Taiwan. In Taiwan in a Mustang GT. That
sounds amazing.
That's got to be pretty cool. So thank you for sharing that, and thank you for letting us share the on throttle excitement with you.
And then Jean-Pierre has a super chat
Another super chat. Thank you, Jean-Pierre.
Aside from the coming CX-70, do you think Mazda will do something to their sedan or hatchback line?
I think if they do, it's going to happen definitely sometime next year, not this year. And I'm curious if it's going to be EV. Because if you remember, when they go to redesign the MX-5 Miata, they've already said that it's going to be an EV.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that they're probably holding out to just make
the Mazda 6. Right?
Yeah,
that's gone.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Bradley Justice says, have you seen the C8 ZR1 testing at the track? Yes, I have seen the ZR1 testing at the Nürburgring. It's going to be interesting to see what exactly is powering it and how fast is it, because it's got, regular Stingray 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds is very fast.
It is.
And then you got the new E-Ray, which is 2.5 seconds.
Yeah. Well, that made our top 10 list as well. So if you haven't seen our top 10 video, you need to go check it out because we've got
choked up.
Oh my goodness. Well, while you're choking on the water, let me see if I can scroll around here and find some more. I saw a couple of questions come in that I want to.
Okay, you want to address?
Yes. So let's see here. Scrolling up. Thank you so much, Jacob, for catching that. And then let's see. Jack from Australia wants to know your opinion on the future of the manual.
I think that the manual will somehow continue with EVs. Now, is it going to be a manual like we know it today? No, of course not. But I think that that tactile driving sensation somehow needs to continue.
Yeah.
Will it ever be the same? No. I was just thinking about this the other day. I was driving my ZL1 1LE, and I'm saying to myself, would I really want to go for a Sunday drive in an EV? And the answer is no. So it's going to be interesting to see. I know, of course, Hyundai with their Ioniq 5N has, synthetic shifting, simulated shifting. A car jerking that's not what shifting is about. I don't think I don't think when we're driving a manual or we're paddle shifting with say a Torque Flight 8-speed automatic in a Dodge Hellcat, I don't think that we're excited because the car's jolting. I think it's the jolt, but then the extra thrust that you get.
That you did by shifting it. So it's like because of what you did.
So I don't.
It's going to be interesting.
It is going to be interesting.
Antoine Lee Thomas wants to know, any word on the Elantra N mid-cycle refresh yet? Are you getting it?
We're just waiting on them to show up.
Yeah.
We're just literally waiting on them to show up.
We've got a couple super chats just rolled in here. Cars 101.
Oh, very nice. Cars 101.
What do you think of the new BMW 5 Series?
The bottom line is BMW's kind of lost me as a fan, and I don't understand what they're doing with their design. The M2 is where I have to draw the line. I held on with the M3.
You did.
I held on with the M4. We were just talking about this the other day. There was a 7 Series that drove by, and I was like, what the hell is that? Like, the styling was just so... And if you're into that, that's cool. But to me, I don't get it. So I think a BMW 5 Series is a good driving car. I think they're quick. I think you have plenty of technology and luxury. It's just, for me, it's not for me. But it could be for you. My recommendation is definitely go and drive one.
That's fair.
It may surprise you.
That's fair. Absolutely fair. And then Bruno has a super chat. Thanks, Bruno. Watched your GT3 video.
Nice.
Sound-wise, GT3 or an R8 V10?
I really think that the GT3 is going to win. And the reason why is because the V10 does not rev to 9,000 RPM.
Mm-hmm.
That GT3 with the 6 individual throttle bodies, that's another thing. It's got 6 individual throttle bodies. And whereas the V10 and the R8 only has 2, not that more throttle bodies equals louder sound or more sound. It's just a more unique sound.
Absolutely.
And it just is so harmonious. Right now, just sitting here, I'm getting excited.
I can tell.
I know. I'm sweating.
All right, let's see. Michael wants to know, would you guys recommend bringing a new Compass or buying a new Compass or an Equinox?
I would wait for the redesigned Equinox. Me personally, I wouldn't buy a Jeep Compass. I've heard nothing but issues. It has a Fiat engine. I would go a different route.
And just wait for the
Equinox. Wait for the 2025
when is
Equinox.
That coming?
That's supposed to be coming. We're supposed to find out about it very soon.
Okay, good.
So it's coming soon.
Well, that's good. So hopefully you won't have to wait too long.
Yes.
Super chat from Cars 101. What are your thoughts on, well, let's pass on that because we don't want to.
Thank you for the super chat, Cars 101. We don't talk. We don't talk. Yeah, we're going to just stick to cars.
There are other channels.
Yes, we're going to stick to cars, but thank you for your super chat.
Yes, really appreciate that. Ron, oh my God.
Ron, thank you for your generosity. That's really awesome of you.
And hey, Joe and Lori and Steven. Steven's not here tonight, but we will definitely tell him you said hello.
Oscar's standing in.
Yes, Oscar.
Yes, Oscar is his proxy.
And love the GT3 race car review. The sound is so mesmerizing. You commented when you said it's closest to fun with your clothes up.
Lori didn't see that one yet.
Sometimes I don't listen to him when he's reviewing cars because I'm focused on other things. Right there, I know you want one so bad. Anyway, thoughts on the 24 GR86 Treno?
I really am a big fan of the GR86, and if I had room in my garage, I would get a GR86. I really would. We had
a BRZ.
A Subaru BRZ in 2016.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun with that. But
it's a blast.
I really think that the GR86 is one of the best driving cars.
I love the Terreno. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. And thank you for letting me share the fun and definitely the excitement in the GT3.
The closest that you can have the fun with your clothes on. That's pretty good.
You like that?
Good. Yeah, I'm not surprised you said that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your generosity, Ron. Really, really nice. Troy has a super chat here. Joe, what's your favorite Porsche 911 to daily? Now you got to go because there's 25 different 911 models.
Yeah, I would probably say to daily a 911 GTS. And the reason why is because the 911 GTS really separates itself from the rest of the lineup. It has a unique amount of horsepower. It's got 473 horsepower. I like all the different touches, exterior and interior wise.
Right.
And the fact that you can option in if you want rear wheel steer is great. Plus, you can get a manual.
Well, you can really customize it.
Yeah, I mean, just like with any 911.
But
I really
GTS in particular,
GTS has a great base.
Yeah,
it comes really well equipped, and I like the way that Porsche takes a lot of the popular packages and options and puts it into the GTS.
I agree, completely agree.
Yeah.
Great choice.
Thank you.
Let's get one.
Yes, sounds
so
good.
We can daily it.
Hey,
great question, Troy. All right, so Desert Raider wants to know: would you recommend the Chevy Trail Boss or the RST with 4-wheel drive?
I would go Chevy Trail Boss. I think the Trail Boss is going to be more rugged and be able to take a better beating. The RST is a little too nice, I think, to really push it off-road. Okay. But you really can't go wrong with either one.
Yeah, good point.
Yes.
And then let's see here. For a mature platform PHEV, is the Mitsubishi Outlander a good choice? Dennis wants to know.
Mitsubishi Outlander
PHEV.
You know, we drove that one.
It's pretty.
It's pretty. The color was really nice.
Really nice appointments on the interior.
The interior was nice. And I think for somebody that's looking for a plug-in electric hybrid, I think it's a very, very good option.
It's a solid option.
They're more plentiful than Toyota RAV4 Primes.
Yeah.
You could easily find one.
I was just really impressed with the appointments of it.
Yeah.
It looked really good.
The interior was very nice.
Was really, really nice.
Very nice. I mean, it's got massage seats, for God's sake.
Yeah, for the price. I mean.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I'd say sure.
Yes.
Let's see. Car Wizards wants to know 2019 CTS-V or the new CT5V.
Easy. CT5V Blackwing. It's a better car. You could get in a manual. It's a better car.
There you go.
You get in a manual.
Cars 101, thank you so much for your generosity. What are your thoughts on key cars, Indian cars, and Vietnamese cars?
Well, K cars, I really enjoyed being around them over in Japan, the smaller cars. Those were a lot of fun. I think that it's great to see other countries having car manufacturers building vehicles for their particular market or for around the world. And I'm still very curious when it comes to Vietnamese car companies like VinFast. What is their end game? I know at CES just today they unveiled a truck.
Yeah.
So
very exciting unveil.
I don't have a problem with it, and I think that the more the merrier.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Competition.
Buy what you want.
Right?
Yep.
Great question. And then let's see here. Gossip Daily, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, Gossip Daily.
What small SUV has the best value in your opinion? Trax, Hornet, or something else?
I really think for the price, the Trax
absolutely
brings so much. I mean, for $25,000,
absolutely,
it really checks off so many boxes. They got the styling down right. It gets good fuel economy.
Now, it's not subcompact, but we just had this vehicle, and we talk about it all the time, the CX-50.
CX-50, but yeah.
It's not subcompact, but it is a little smaller than compact, isn't it?
No, it's a little bigger.
But it is a small
You love
SUV.
it, yeah. You love it. You love it.
CX-50 is phenomenal.
Hornet, I would pass on. Other than that, let me think. A Mazda CX-30 is nice.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to get better value out of the Trax. I really, truly believe that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great question. Dan Zhang has a super chat.
Hey,
Thanks, Dan. I've been thinking about purchasing a used BMW 8 Series Coupe. Why is it a lot cheaper than I thought it would be? Is it reliable as a daily car?
Well, obviously, used car prices have kind of leveled out when they were out of control about a year ago. I just think the demand for them is not as high as other vehicles out there. So that's going to bring if there's supply and not a lot of demand, then that's going to lower the price.
Right.
I personally would make sure you get one with a warranty. I'm not saying that I know about problems, but it is a BMW. Okay. It's a very complicated engine.
True.
And you're going to want to have some warranty on it.
That's just smart. That's just smart buying. Yes. Great. All right. Thank you so much for the super chat, Dan. And then Jeff Rogers from Canada.
We love our Canadians. Thank you, Jeff.
I think you're going to manifest a 911. Truly. Thank you so much, Jeff.
That could be a possibility.
That could be a possibility.
You never know.
You never know. And then we have a super chat from Margarita M. Thanks, Margarita. Is the 25 Tahoe Z71 available?
Not yet. That is not going to be available probably until mid to late this year. Okay. Yes.
And then Benji, you're so sweet.
I thought Benji left.
I know. I was thinking
he's back.
Was out looking
Thank
for
you for the super chat.
We need a garage update because I know you're running out of room. Going to need a warehouse soon. By the way, they're building a racetrack near me named Flat Rock. Y'all should look it up. Yeah, we should.
Very cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool, Benji. Yeah. We are going to be doing a garage update. So stay tuned for that.
And it starts on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday
we have something special you guys are going to want to
a blast from my past, and it's in our garage. So stay tuned for that. It's going to surprise you. It's going to surprise you. That's all I could say.
Yes. All right. So caught up on the super chat. Oh, wait. We are caught up on the super chat.
Awesome. Let's thank you, Ron Gutierrez. Was that his last name?
Yeah.
But this one.
Oh, yes, Ron.
For his awesome Gertiza. Thank you, Ron Gertiza. We really appreciate your generosity.
It really is mesmerizing on the GT3.
Yes, and we appreciate everybody. We had up to 240 people so far tonight.
That's pretty impressive.
Let's see what else we could get going on here.
Let's see. Crush Baseball 42. Do you have any news that you can give us on when the Land Cruiser or the hybrid Tacoma first drives might
Those first drives are going to be happening within the next couple months. I don't know the exact dates yet, but I can guarantee you they are happening within the next couple months. So stay tuned. Toyota wanted to do it right, and I appreciate them separating the Tacoma internal combustion engine by itself compared to the hybrid setup. I'm glad that they're going to have two totally different drives.
Yeah, because it's going to be two totally different drives.
Two totally different drives.
Ford Guy Videos wants to know that Hyundai's saying that they're going to release the 24 Santa Fe in 24. But wants to know when you think it's going to be available, and are they still manufacturing the previous gen?
They are not manufacturing the previous gen. I think you're going to see them probably spring of 2024. So that's right. It's literally right around the corner. Stay tuned. We will be bringing it to you. I promise you that.
All right, let's see. So I'm going to scroll up here and see if we can get some of the ones that we missed.
Orion says he loves his GR86.
Nice.
As he should.
Nice. Let's see. Oh, I don't. Yeah. Oh, Tom says hi, Oscar. Oh, that's so cute as well.
Little Doug.
Orange wants to know about the Tacoma and it being the best new mid-size truck. Do you recommend a manual?
Orange, that's a really great question. I had a couple people ask about this. I would say go for the manual. It's a fun manual to drive. I know some auto journalists were having issues with it, but I think it's more the user rather than the transmission itself. But the truck drives so much better than the previous gen.
It really does.
So much better. Less cab hop. It rides better. It handles better. And the manual I really enjoyed.
Okay, and speaking of, Captain BKB wants to know, how do you manage to stay unbiased in your reviews?
I think my teaching background, being a high school history teacher for 18 years, you never want to tell a student that they're stupid or they're dumb, even though there were sometimes I wanted to. You just got to find other ways to be creative, use your vocabulary so that you could talk about something in a very constructive criticism type of way.
Rather than just bashing. Yeah. And I like how you always say that, there's something that you say about how there's people for every car.
Yeah. There's something for everybody.
Right.
And the thing is that there's really no piece of crap anymore. It's not like back in the day when we had Daewoo's and Yugos and all this other junk that was being built. Even cars that are not the greatest are still decent cars. It just depends on what you really want, how much money you have to spend. if you notice, they're starting to bring back incentives and rebates.
Yeah, that's true.
That's another thing. Let's talk about that. What happens if you could get 0% financing on one type of a car compared to getting 8% interest, even with a credit score of 700 on another car?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? I mean, money talks and BS walks.
That's really true.
I mean, there we go.
That's a really good point. John's Bits thinks that the Yugo was a masterpiece of engineering ahead of its time.
Well, and some might feel that way, but
I'm not sure he was being serious.
I know. I think he's being sarcastic.
All right, John McLeod has
back
a super
again.
chat. Hey, Joe, what do you apply to protect yourself from the Florida sun when reviewing? Also, how are your eyes after the in-depth review of a brightly colored vehicle? Do you hate wearing sunglasses just like Jay Leno?
Well, I don't know if I would compare myself much to Jay Leno, but
he does hate wearing sunglasses.
The reason why is because I got to see what I'm looking at, and I don't want an extra filter over my eyes when I'm doing my thing. Plus, when you're hot and you're sweaty, I just hate wearing sunglasses. It's just something I don't enjoy. What was the other part of the question? Because I can't see it.
I'm sorry.
I use Sunbum.
Sunbum. That's the way to go.
Love that sunscreen. I love Sunbum.
We apply it religiously.
Religiously.
Yeah, you have to if you live in Florida. So that was a great question. And thank you so much, John. Really appreciate the super chat. All right, so I'm scrolling. Let's see. Breezy wants to know, are you going to review more exotic cars like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and McLarens? He saw some of your old videos where you did that. Well,
thank you for that question. When I have the opportunity, sure. My thing is that I don't feel right now like it's worthwhile going and chasing after them, because I try, even though it may not seem sometimes, I try to bring cars that are obtainable.
Yeah. And that we know
if I get lucky and I go somewhere and they have a Ferrari sitting there and they're going to throw me the keys, listen, we'll do a review on it.
We're not going to say no.
When they send me the Rolls Royce as a Presley vehicle, of course, I'm not going to say no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, when we've done the Bentley.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I will hopefully get more access to those. Will I turn them away? No.
No, but we really do try to focus on the cars that are obtainable.
Yes.
It's really important.
Yes.
And then I think we just got some super chats.
Oh, Dan's
here.
Dan Zhang?
Dan Zhang.
Yes.
Not sure if you remember, but I asked you guys last time if you have a lesson to share after hitting 1 million subs. It's inspired him so much to follow his dream. He's going to interview for a new job tomorrow.
That's really awesome, Dan.
That's
that's so awesome to hear. And it's one of those things that, listen, life is too short. And if you're in a bad position and you're not happy with it, there's time to make changes. And the great news is that you can make change any day of the week, any week of the month, any month of the year. I know it's great to, talk about New Year's resolutions and all that. Have a resolution right now. You don't need to wait until January 1st of a certain year. But
and if you're not feeling inspired, go out and look for some inspiration.
Yes.
Because it's out there. You just got to go out and look for
it. And it may not be easy, but guess what? If it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Good luck, Dan. You're going to do
Yes,
great.
you could do it, Dan.
And then Mark Luciano, thank you so much,
Mark. Mark, that's really awesome.
Team Raiti Rules just rewatched the 72 Chevelle review. Any more classics coming in 24?
Well, thank you, Mark, for the super chat. And I'm glad that you bring that up. I definitely will be
Stay tuned for Saturday.
Yes.
That's all I have to say.
I hate to think of that car as a classic.
I'm sorry, you're old.
You're breaking my heart.
You're an old man.
Old man, Raiti. But definitely stay tuned. We are heading back to Dream Giveaway Garage to do more of their classics. And I like to bring the variety. And I know maybe a lot of younger people out there don't have much knowledge of classic cars or muscle cars or whatever, but I feel like maybe if I could just share some of it, maybe some people will jump on board, because each car has such a great story to tell.
Well, that's
it really does.
Purpose of Raiti's Right.
It really does.
It really is so true.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Bill Salmon has a great question. Have you been pulled over while going on throttle? Knock on wood. Don't jinx me. Yeah. That's all I got to say. No. Do not jinx me. Don J has a question, lease or finance? It really, I get this question a lot. It really comes down to what your economic needs are. Yeah. It's so, lease or finance question is such a personal question, and it really comes down to what is the lease right now. Because of the cuckoo car prices, leases have been expensive on a lot of cars. So it's been better to actually finance them.
Right.
It just depends. But do your homework, do your research. The one thing I could tell you, guaranteed, is never negotiate a monthly car payment. You always negotiate car price, not car payment.
So you should walk in with the knowledge of what car price and monthly payment you need for that particular price. So that
based off the price, because
price.
Car dealers, especially the ones that are not so honest, can move numbers around where actually you're paying more, even though you're getting the car payment that you want.
That's less.
Because they'll give you a
20-month
loan. Here, we got it perfect for you. So just be careful and be smart.
Yes. All right.
All right. So I'm going to keep scrolling.
Sure. I forgot to heart that.
Oh yeah, we got to heart these. Thank you everybody for the super chats, and thank you everybody who's been here. We've been up to 250 people.
That's a lot
on a regular Tuesday. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to spend a little bit of time with us.
I think there's some more down here.
Oh, there's some more questions down here.
And we got a couple more super
chats. All right,
chats
perfect. Let's get them up.
Scrolling. So Ian Soleil, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ian.
Two-part question. Choice. 911 GT3 RS or original wrapped hermetically sealed Twinkie from 1930. Ew. And 2, how long would you hold out before eating it? Gross. I'm going with the 911. You get the Twinkie.
I'm going with the 911 GT3 RS, and the Twinkie, it depends on how hungry I am. If I haven't eaten in a while, I may have to dive in. So
very good question.
But thank you for the super chat, and definitely 911 GT3. I'll tell you what, I would eat a Twinkie from 1930 to get if somebody was going to give me a GT3
I
RS.
would do that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I know, heartbeat.
We're good. Yes.
There
you go.
It's going to be totally fine.
So thank you, Ian.
Miguel Lopez.
Oh, it's Mikel.
Mikel, thank you. Hello there,
Thank you, Mikel. Good to see you again.
Yeah, Joe, you mentioned in a prior video that you don't believe in an engine break-in period. Can you go into detail as to why? Thanks for the positivity that you bring to the car community, Mikel.
Well, that's a very good question. And let me reiterate. I do believe in an engine break-in period.
Okay.
What I don't believe is that you have to stay under a certain RPM.
Okay.
The two worst things that you can do for a motor, an engine, when it's new, is bog it, which means, say, for example, it's a manual and you slow down to say 30 miles an hour and you keep it in third gear and then you get back on throttle and it's like, and then it speeds up.
Right.
Don't do that. Another thing that's not good for that new engine is steady, constant RPM of any level.
Really?
So even
like
if you're
highway driving?
Even if you're driving a highway at 2,500 RPM, that's not really that great. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. My rule is I go through the rev range. Don't go all the way out to red line.
No.
Not the first few hundred miles.
Okay.
But slowly build in. So let's talk about the GT3.
Okay.
Starts at 9,000 RPM. That's the red line's 9,000 RPM. So maybe you start at 7,500.
Okay.
And then have it come down nicely. Then you eventually put some more miles on it. Then you go up to 8,500, 8,000. Slowly build into it. And that allows everything to set. You have to remember, these engines have such tight tolerances. It's not like back in the day when we used to buy cars and you would have to follow this very strict regimen or problems would happen. Things are broken in at the factories.
That's true.
The vehicles are driven at the factory. The vehicles are driven on certain types of test tracks.
Yeah.
The vehicles are put on rollers. The vehicles are put onto trucks. The vehicles are sat at dealerships. The vehicles are test driven. Let's be real. There's no way to create an environment where the vehicle does not get driven by anybody before it gets in your hands.
Absolutely true. Yeah.
So my advice, like I said, go through the rev range. Just don't hold it at a certain RPM, especially a high RPM.
Well, great question,
Thank you.
Mikel. That really got him fired up. I love it. And we got another super chat from R3 Games. Just saying, love you guys. I just bought a 23 GTI Mark 8.
Nice.
Excellent car. I never buy a car without watching Joe.
Well, thank you, R3 Games. We appreciate you up in Canada. And I know that GTI Mark 8 is going to make you very happy. I mean, the GTI is one of the most evolved of all vehicles, and it's the original hot hatch.
That's absolutely true. Let's see. I know Jerome. I'm going to butcher your name. Jerome Lavasque Boucher. Bonsoir from Quebec.
Nice.
Your biggest car pet peeve: fake exhaust, ludicrous option package, piano black, or unnecessary chrome bits. And he's in the middle of a snowstorm.
Oh, man, that's terrible. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the super chat. I think for sure fake exhaust has got to be probably my #1 pet peeve.
You think so? Really?
Why?
Over piano black?
Yes, because piano black, all right, I could deal with it.
Yeah, okay.
But fake exhaust, they're fake exhaust.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
At least if it's like piano black on the interior, you could swap out maybe some trim or something. But fake exhaust, you're stuck with it.
That's true.
And it's such a waste.
That is true. I'm kind of over like the unnecessary chrome bits. It's really annoying.
Or when it's not cohesive.
No, like the different
everything's
materials,
blacked out, and then all of a sudden they got shiny chrome on the
why?
On the mirrors or something. It's like, why did you do that?
Yep.
Very good question.
Yes, very good. Andy Q99, thank you for the super chat. I've been checking out on 2000 SRT models and some cheap, but some others like the 300 SRT8 Charger, the SRT8 and Jeep are slowly creeping up in value. Saving up for a down payment about $3,000 for one.
Yeah, you know, I think that that's a smart decision to be looking now, because I'm telling you, over the next 5 years, the values on those cars are going to go up.
Keep going up.
They're going to go up because they're not going to be available. Yeah. They're not available.
So it's good to keep tabs on it now, so that way you can save up for it. All right, we're caught up on super chats for the moment.
That's awesome.
So
here's a good question. Car Wizard says 2023 911 Turbo S or 2023 720S. I'm going 911 Turbo S. The reason why is really until you drive a Porsche 911 or any Porsche really, whether it be a 911, a Cayman, a Boxster, you don't get it until you drive it. Once you drive it, they're so well engineered, so well designed. And when it comes to reliability compared to a McLaren 720S, I hear nothing about nightmares. And it's a damn shame because I do like McLarens, but I would never roll the dice on one of them and purchase a 720S. I would go 911 Turbo S. And the bottom line too is I don't need a car to like stand out. I know a lot of people be like, well, the 911 Turbo S sort of looks like a 911. If you know what you're looking for, it doesn't.
Well, that's true. An educated eye doesn't miss it.
Good question here from Dine.
Dine Cheyenne F. Dine Cheyenne
F. Is there a facelift for the GMC Terrain for 2025 like the Sierra? Not yet, but we should know more by Detroit Auto Show.
Okay, which is coming.
Yes.
Well, that's not until September.
Yeah, but it's this year.
Okay.
Benjamin in Canada has a question. Benjamin C has a super chat. Thank you, Benjamin.
Yes.
He says, hi, Joe and Lori. Love seeing you both as always. I really hope to see both of you at the Toronto International Auto Show in February. Just reminding you again, thank you for reminding us, and thank you for the super chat. We need to write that down.
Okay.
Toronto.
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah. I know we have Chicago Auto Show that we're definitely going to. And there's the question right there.
Yes, we'll
Chillax,
be there. Chillax
Derby. Will you be at the Chicago Auto Show? We will be. Very good.
Yes, definitely going there.
Tupac or Biggie Smalls? I got to go Biggie Smalls.
Okay.
Andy Q 99.
Moving on.
Thank you for another super chat. He says, I have actually have for a down payment for a somewhat mid to high mileage 2000s SRT model like the Charger and 300. I'll be then cool. Yeah, definitely. I think those two vehicles, you'll be a happy camper, Andy. Thank you for the super chat. Four Guys video says, Joe, go to St. Louis, Missouri Auto Show. Lori's actually from St. Louis, and I don't know if I want to go there in January.
You're probably not.
I think we're gonna pass on that one. As much as we love.
But I have been to the St. Louis. My dad used to say
yes.
Yeah.
Gaiak Simeon says Raiti's rides. To be honest, Dodge or Ford. It really depends. It depends on what car you want.
He's got both in the garage.
Yeah, I love them both.
That's a tough one. Oh, and did you see Paul Vios? Love from Crazy Wild. I can't even say it. He's got a black one.
That's awesome.
Having a great time.
That's awesome, Paul. Congrats on yours. Great to have you here. Mikel is back. Mikel Lopez, thank you for the super chat. What are both of your favorite performance and daily tires and why? Much love from Maryland. I would say performance and daily easily come down to Michelin. Okay. I would go with a Michelin Cup 2R. Okay. It's all new for the late 2023, 2024, or Cup 2s. I like Cup 2s as well. And then the 4S's, the Michelin Sport 4S's are a great tire. Yeah. Great tire. And then, of course, if you have to go Michelin Blizzaks for winter tires, they make good stuff as well. I mean, Michelin makes some really great tires. They really do. Yeah.
Black Leopard has a great question.
Yes.
I love your videos. I know the Camaro is being discontinued, but how would you feel if they made a ZL1 GT3 race car?
That would be fantastic. I have no problem with that. I just don't know if they're going to do that.
No, but would you be happy?
I would be happy.
Of course you would
be
happy.
Yes.
That's like a no-brainer.
Yes.
Black Leopard. You'd be very happy.
Yes, be very happy. Andrew Rector, thank you for the super chat. He said, thanks for getting me into Invicta watches. Nice. Love my pro diver. Yeah, that's awesome. You're the best as well. I'm glad that I could share not only my car passion, but I also love watches as well. And I'm not one of those people that loves spending a ton of money on watches. That I like watches and I love watches, but I don't love spending a lot of money on watches. I like something that looks good and works well, and that's that.
So you got to tune in on Saturday to see what he's wearing because it's going to be special.
I have. Yeah. Is it for that one?
Yeah. Well, that one has a little bit of something special. Yes.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Yes. Definitely.
It's not a lot.
Yes. It's
enough.
Yeah. But the other one is even.
The other one.
They have no idea what we're talking about.
You guys
but it's coming. It's going to be a good laugh. Beast Zombie Killer says, how is your Type R doing? Type R is doing great, man. I'm telling you, John at LHT Performance made an awesome titanium exhaust. It makes driving the car that much more fun. And the sound, it's not too loud. It's not too quiet.
You can actually hear it now.
Yes.
And enjoy driving.
Yes. And it's not boomy on the highway, which is great as well.
Yep. Thoughts on the 24 Kia Forte GT with the features? Camden is curious.
Camden, that's a great question. I think for the price, it really is a decent way to go. You're going to get more for your money than if you go Honda Civic or Toyota Corolla.
That's true.
That's the bottom line. But the Forte is getting a little long in the tooth, and Kia needs to step up and redesign it.
A few people have asked, I know Bradley here as well, what do you think about the 25 Ram 1500?
I'm excited for the new Ram 1500. Obviously, we haven't seen it in person because the Ram pulled out of Stellantis, pulled out of the LA Auto Show. They're not going to be at the Chicago Auto Show. But good news is we have a special invite that's happening soon where we're going to be able to see the Ram 1500. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome. We got another super chat.
The Melody Shop.
The Melody Shop. Budget is $35,000. Looking for a new sedan with some zip and high reliability. Any recommendations? I would have to say for 35 grand, a sedan, Genesis GV70. Okay. Genesis GV70. You can't beat the warranty. I love the style, and the twin turbo V6 is a lot of fun to drive. Hey guys, Vic Chang. Chang says, love you guys. You guys should come to Barrett Jackson. We actually have been to Barrett Jackson
come to another one again
in the past, but we need to.
We went to Scottsdale.
I really want the next Barrett Jackson or Meekum that I go to is I want to go to one where we're bidding on a car.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be a lot of exciting. Yes, that would be a lot more fun than actually.
Let's go buy stuff.
Yes. Just one, not
just
stuff.
One. Okay.
Yes, just one.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then let's see. Andrew wants to know what's the best car for a road trip to Key West?
I would probably say, depending on where you're driving from, either a minivan or the RAV4 Prime because of the awesome fuel economy.
What about the Toyota Sienna? We just had that. It was a hybrid. That thing was like hyper.
It drives really well.
Like we hardly ever.
I didn't even put any gas in it.
Yeah. And it was so easy to get in and out. That's a great vehicle.
Yeah.
Toyota Sienna.
Bala K says thoughts on a 2023 Mach 1 with 8,000 off. Any happy New Year
to a wonderful couple.
Well, thank you for the Happy New Year's. I would say a Mach 1 is definitely worth it. It's got the Tremec 6-speed if you're going 6-speed manual, or you could get the 10-speed automatic. I think it's a really, really fun, amazing car, and definitely one to hold on to if you get it.
Yeah, and then Deadly Savage wants to know if we're going to be coming to California for any auto shows.
LA Auto Show is the big one.
And we're in California a lot.
A lot.
So
we go to California
a lot.
Yes.
Savage, yes.
A lot.
Back and forth.
Well, we definitely have to thank everybody for the super chats. We definitely have to thank all of you. There was over 252 people here tonight watching us, talking about our January updates and all that we have coming up. But definitely stay tuned. We did get one more super chat. This is going to be the last one of the night. Emperor Maximiliano.
Yes.
You like that?
I like Emperor Maximiliano. Yes.
He says, "Hi, Joe. I have a 23 Super Manual. I see your Camaro and I want to go for it, but I would have to give up the Supra. What's the most I should pay?" Well, if you're going to go with a ZL1, I would probably say if you're buying brand new, you could pick them up for around $57,000, 60 grand. So,
and then UU04 wants to know if he should buy a C4 Corvette.
I love the C4 Corvette. Just stay away from model year 84. That one is the worst. It's the first year and it has the crossfire injection. But thank you, Emperor Maximiliano.
Thank you so much.
I think you're going to be very happy if you go with the new Mustang.
Absolutely.
Especially a ZL1. They are.
You mean the Camaro?
The Camaro. What am I saying? Oh, and plus he's talking about.
Is it past
yes,
your
I am very
sweetheart?
yes. The ZL1. He was talking about the ZL1 1LE. So.
Yeah.
The ZL1 1LE, I think you're going to have a hard time finding a brand new one. If you're going to get a pre-owned one, it just depends on the year and the mileage. I mean, let's just say you found a new one. If you could get it for MSRP, you'd probably be doing very well. If it's pre-owned and it has 5,000 miles on it, I would say pay no more than 68 grand for it. That's my advice.
Good tip.
But finding a brand new one, that's
the challenge, right? I mean, that's the needle in the haystack.
Mission Impossible.
I mean, we get assaulted at the gym with people looking for them and like, where are they?
Sell me yours. Sell me yours. But thank you, everybody who came by and spent the night with us, the hour of time with us. It is so important, and this is what we promised to do more. So expect another live Q&A in February. We got more coming, special stuff, new trips. Definitely want to watch Saturday.
Absolutely.
There's something very fun. You're not going to want to miss this, but we thank everybody. Thank you, Jacob, for locking everything down, being the awesome moderator. And just like always, guys, we'll see you on the next ride. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Have a good rest of the week.
Happy New Year.